get to Mike Slifer. Here's a live look outside from stormy. Jackie and our photographer, Jacob Richards, are out right now in Portland. As you can see, the snowflakes are still falling, and Mike now joins us at the desk. This is kind of what we were expecting. So some slow flakes coming in, but it's going to start picking up, I think.
Right. We've got some moderate snow bands that move in over the next few hours. Sam, I think that this is the statistic of the night right here. We haven't even had our first inch of snow in Portland yet. Take a look at this graphic of snowfall so far this month. I mean, this is
not good.
No, unimpressive is what it is. And even this storm that is moving in tonight is not some big nor'easter. So there's no wind threat with this. We're not talking about coastal flooding. In fact, this is just some warm air that's moving in overhead of some cold air and just taking advantage of the situation. It's kind of like the perfect storm track. I mean, even precip so far this year, we're still running at a bit of a deficit. And I think that we are not going to put a huge dent in this. And the reason for that is because a lot of the snow that's falling, except for at the immediate coastline, is going to be fairly light and fluffy. So there's not even a ton of moisture to work with. It just happens to be taking perfect advantage of this colder atmosphere. Here's what we have going right now. There's a bit of a heavier snow band that stretches from the Lakes region of New Hampshire into interior sections of York County, southern Oxford County, and then a little bit farther north toward Route 2. There's a little bit more snow falling there. And I have people asking too, why isn't there snow down east yet if it shows on the radar? We'll get to that in just a second. First, I want to show visibility. We're down to 2 miles in Rangeley, a mile in Portland, 3 miles Wiscasset, 1.5 miles in Rockland, 1.5 miles in Augusta. So this is because the snow at this point is coming down moderately. It's going to be tough to see on the roads tonight. Add in the fact that snow is actively falling and accumulating, and that's going to make travel pretty tough, not only now, but for the next several hours with big improvements on the way by tomorrow morning. That's especially true for some of the back roads in western Maine, 302 Brownfield, Freiburg, and then over into New Hampshire, and then along Route 2 as well in western Maine. I want to zoom in even closer and just talk about this one snow band here. It's been fairly persistent. I got a report in Porter of about 2 inches picked up over the course of just about an hour and a half, 2 hours. So pretty impressive compared to what is going on elsewhere. I mean, again, these aren't blockbuster snow bands by any means, but it's certainly enough to make things slick, especially through parts of York County from Waterboro north toward Leamington, Limerick, and then up to about the Bridgeton area. Right now, near Bangor, not as much going on, and these snow bands are not ever going to fill in and be quite as heavy as what we're going to see toward the coastline in western Maine, because there's just not as much moisture here to work with. But we still have some heavier snow along 201 near Skowhegan and north toward the Forks. We've got some snow falling all the way into the greater Bangor area, but there are a couple of breaks in the radar here or there. But don't be too upset if you live in Bangor. Still think we're right on track for around 3 inches. But this is why you aren't seeing flakes in Bangor yet or down east. Dew points are still sitting in the teens, so we need to get rid of that dry air at the ground before the snow actually makes it there and sticks. Unlike in western Maine, where dew points are back into the mid to upper 20s because we've been able to saturate that layer of the atmosphere. Just a little bit of mixing expected later on, mostly coastal York County, maybe coastal Cumberland, but I still think this is really going to be an issue from Kittery to Kennebunk, where we mix in a little bit of sleet and rain over the next few hours. By midnight tonight, we should see almost all of Maine dealing with pure snow and just a little bit of sleet, maybe from Portland south. But again, even Portland might be able to miss out on this mixing with temperatures staying right near 30 degrees. Behind this storm system will start to clear out in the morning with lingering flakes until about noon or so. And then after that, we actually see sunshine develop with temperatures back down into the 20s early tomorrow evening. I think that tomorrow night, we're going to see single digits inland and low teens at the coast heading into Monday morning, the coldest night that we have seen so far this season. Here's my changes to the snowfall map. 3 to 6 inches possible all the way to the Penobscot Bay coastal areas down east. Bangor right around 3 inches. Augusta, Lewiston probably near 6 inches. 6 inches, around 6 inches for Portland and the greater Portland area. And then south along the coastline is where I have reduced amount just a little bit. The jackpot is still certainly going to be western Maine. 6 to 8 inches. Some of the higher peaks may even end up a little bit higher than that. And most of this snow, except for the immediate coastline, will be fairly light and fluffy, so it should be easy to move. There's our departing system. Cold air gets reinforced on Monday. High temperatures only in the 20s. And then on Tuesday, we've got this secondary front that sags south and actually moves in. And will keep things chilly through the middle of the week. So overall, I don't think that we're going to see this snow go anywhere. The snowpack should stick around, which of course almost ensures that we will have a white Christmas this year. Seas tomorrow, 3 to 4 feet, north wind 15 to 20 knots, gusting to 30 knots with small crafts in advisory straight through to Monday morning, beginning in just a few hours. Sunny but very cold Monday, breezy with flurries Tuesday, and then we're watching Thursday morning for the potential for a couple more snow showers to move in. There's an outside chance, Sam, that Thursday develops into something more impressive and we actually end up with a more classic nor'easter here. Ooh. But I'm not sold on that just yet. It looks to me more like it's going to be just a handful of snow showers, and then we're quiet heading into the holiday.
Well, it sounds like we're going to have to worry about this storm, which is going to give us something to do all night, because we'll be back here at 11 o'clock breaking it down, and then we'll focus on next week.
Exactly. Let's get through tonight before we worry about anything else.
It's like the New England Patriots, one game at a time.
Exactly.
All right, Michael, thank you. We'll see you in a little bit.